The insane controversial conclusion of the Blackbeard Pirates vs. GARP and Kobe fight. GARP and Kuzan's full backstory, GARP's bounty, and more are revealed in this epic chapter, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Chill the Pirate Gang within and smash that like button if you enjoy seeing these One Piece reviews and want to keep them coming. Join the Nakama if you haven't already by subscribing and hitting that notification bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss future One Piece reviews and updates. And now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. So this chapter is called Battleship Bag, and that title will be significant and epic as we'll see later on. Ace is on the cover page, which I think was fitting since we had a moment that definitely reminded me of Ace and his demise, but more on that later, could be some foreboding there. So the chapter itself already starts with the question Battleship Bag, and it's explained, yes, as replacements for sandbags, the ships in the scrapyard are continuously punched. A shocked person asks by whom, and we're told by Vice Admiral GARP. During his youth, it was his daily routine for many decades even now. Love the GARP time and hype building going on, but it makes what's about to happen this chapter all the more shocking. But for now, it's asked why are there two ships, and it's explained the other one was for the Vice Admiral's student, former Admiral Aokiji. What makes it even crazier and manlier is that the rule was no Haki or Devil Fruit abilities while using the Battleship Bag. So the strength of these heroes, we're told, was not innate. We're used to Haki and Devil Fruits now, leading to crazy powers, but it's so cool and refreshing to have such restrictions placed on stuff again, and it definitely makes the feat more impressive. Imagine replacing a punching bag with a battleship of all things. We then jump to Pirate Island and we see that Sanwan Wolf got blown away, leading people to say GARP is scary. And considering Sanwan Wolf's crazy size, I have to agree. It said they gotta hurry and bring him to the surface or he's gonna suffocate. Vasco Shot for his part launches an attack called Heavy Drinker Hearth Fire, and GARP uses some NPCs in a hilarious scene to block the attack while they scream in pain. Pizarro for his part is using his powers to watch over everything with the eyes of the giant skull of the island, and he asks, are you planning to destroy this pirate island to GARP? Others remark that if Blackbeard finds the island like this, he will kill them. At this point, GARP looks untouchable, but as usual, things can suddenly turn 180 in shonen. Although GARP is smiling and they're saying he's too scary because he's not faltering from their numbers, we can't count on GARP just taking down Blackbeard's forces, especially if Blackbeard will be a main and final antagonist of Luffy's, as most of us expect he will be. We're told that the captured citizens and the injured marines have all set out to the sea, while they are trying to carefully defrost all those who have been frozen. They ask if Captain Kobe is alright, and it looks like a victory. They can depart any time now. GARP says, alright, we're done here, let's go back. He adds, as expected of Hachinosu, the pirates just keep coming. There's no end to them. However, just as things look perfect for the marines, Kuzan appears in the chapter and says, like I said, I can't let you leave, GARP-san. So I like that they added San there, still showing some respect. I like this teacher-student dynamic, I gotta say. It adds a cool aspect to this fight, no pun intended, and although peak GARP is beyond legendary, usually age will allow the student to surpass the teacher, and this might be the day Kuzan gets the W. It's just unfortunate that GARP's best student turned against him like this. The marines look cool standing side by side, even if Helmeppo is saying he should have left because he's gonna die and this is bad. Rear Admiral Gru says, GARP, I'm also the future of the marines, which is funny, he doesn't want just for Kobe to be getting all the praise. GARP says, you still want to fight Kuzan, while Kobe, tired, says please be careful against the officers of the Blackbeard Pirates. It's good that they are not underestimating the Blackbeard Pirates here, so if they accomplish something without Blackbeard, meaning the Blackbeard Pirates, that would be all the more impressive for the pirates. The plan is for the marines to run full speed to the seacoast and to not die. Straightforward, and it seems doable and simple enough, especially with GARP on your side. However, there's yet another trick like the one pulled on Odin. It's made to look like someone is in trouble, and Kobe falls for it, saying, oh no, there's still some kidnapped citizens left. He says, I'll save you, and Groose is the one who calls him an idiot and says it is a trap. Kobe looks in danger, but GARP the legend himself acts quickly and pushes him to safety as he takes the brunt of the invisible Shiryu's attack. The Haki-infused blade stabs right through him, so remember me mentioning Ace in the cover art? Well, Ace similarly met his end by defending befriending Luffy, and now Garp similarly has been damaged and perhaps lethally wounded because he went to save Kobe. Might be too soon to say for sure that this is the end of Garp, but if he were to go, this may be how Oda justifies it. So Garp didn't really lose in a fair fight, but because he sacrificed himself to save another, and specifically a person who he's called the future of the Marines as well. So in a way, it's him sacrificing himself for the future. Reminds me of what Shanks said before. Whatever happens from here on out though, points go to Garp for how after getting stabbed clean through, he goes on to punch Shiryu into the ground in epic fashion. A sweating Garp calls him the hoodlum from Impel Down, a funny touch as they realize that he's an invisible human now. They also say he managed to stab Iron Garp, which I'm just thinking in the newspapers that will add a lot of notoriety to Shiryu specifically, but also to the Blackbeard pirates in general. It's commented that Garp's weakened, but he won't go down that easily. Kobe is really upset, saying it's his fault since Garp protected him. Garp says, "Don't be conceited, Kobe. Shiryu was aiming for him from the start," but that's definitely not how it looked, so this might also be Garp being a good guy to the end and not wanting to worry Kobe or for Kobe to blame himself. Like, yes, maybe Shiryu used Kobe to lure in Garp, but still, it looked like this was made possible because Kobe fell for the fake hostage. Now Kobe better step up and surpass Garp if Garp doesn't make it off this island alive. I know even saying that sounds crazy, but Garp is a member of the old generation, and like it or not, One Piece is also about the fall of the old generation and how the new one rises and replaces it. Garp himself admitted he's not what he used to be, albeit even if he's still very impressive. And even then, Oda gave him a way of losing outside of a fair fight, as if to pay maximum respect to the legend. All the pirates want to take him down now because he's weakened, and as we're told, he's worth 3 crowns, like an admiral. It's 3 billion berries, which is a hype detail and definitely makes sense since we know Garp could have become an admiral anytime if he wanted to. Kuzan is the one who says, "Get out of the way, you weaklings. Even if you bind both of Garp's arms and legs, the likes of you still won't be able to kill him." Pretty hype, and I love the respect. It seems this will end with these two, weakened mentor and student. Kuzan prepares to use the move Ice Glove against a smiling Garp as we jump to flashback. Here, a super young Kuzan and Garp are seen talking. Garp definitely looks more like dragon hair than he does in his old age. Kuzan seems to be bothering him to take him on as a student, while Garp is saying, "Don't steal my freedom, go and learn from the Marine instructors." Kuzan though says he's already learned what he could from them. He's aiming for the next level, going above and beyond. He begs Garp, "Please make me your student." Garp angrily says, "Shut up and get lost." It's funny, it kind of reminds me of Fight Club. You gotta take some pushback and stick it out before you're accepted. And Kuzan clearly did stick it out. We jump to them punching 2 giant ships and Garp saying, "Don't use hockey." It's hilarious how young Kuzan says, "I can't use it anyway, ouch." So it's crazy to think how far back that is when Kuzan couldn't even use hockey. And I like how Kuzan's progress is shown by different sounds and how their bond is portrayed as growing too during these panels. First, Kuzan can only get a weak whack compared to Garp's giant bam. Then he evolves into a thud when Garp says his son became a revolutionary, damn it. And this chapter seems to put to rest the theories that Garp may have been the dad of Luffy's mother rather than of Dragon. Then finally, Kuzan matches Garp's bam with a bam of his own, and it seems that he's finally caught up to his mentor. Then we get when Luffy found out his grandson was going to become a pirate, and he said he wouldn't allow it. And Kuzan is just like, "Bro, that's not my problem." Love to see Garp just sharing his troubles with someone like this, but through these few panels, Oda really shows us there's a lot of history between these two. Even though Garp was hesitant at first, by the end, he wants Kuzan to eat some snacks with him. Kuzan is the one who's like, "I'm busy, I'm an admiral, you know," but Garp insists, saying, "Bring out the tea." In this way, Oda shows that Garp really dropped his guard and took Kuzan under his wing. It's sad that almost everyone from his son to his grandson to his student seemed to eventually end up on the opposing side. We finally jump back to the present. Kuzan says to him, "Looks like he raised quite the troublesome enemy," while Garp says, "You're excommunicated, you foolish student." They punch each other and it's huge, this time not holding back with hockey-infused fists. So this is definitely more power than they used on the battleship bags. We see a huge hockey explosion, they are both sent flying, and Kobe cries out, Vice Admiral Garp, clearly worried. Garp is on the ground not looking good at all. After what could be a lethal stab wound, he also received a punch so strong he's holding his head and moaning. Even the ship that they thought was safe doesn't seem to be. Pizarro laughs and says, "Your hope of escaping is slim, you bastards. This is Hachinosu. If you poke it, tons of pirates will come out. You think your ship that left the coast is safe? Don't underestimate the power of the island fruit." We then see Pizarro. He says, "When you read the newspaper, it's all Blackbeard this and Blackbeard that. We also want our names to be known as well. The headline for tomorrow's newspaper will be this: the renowned GARP, accompanied by young elite troops who attempted to rescue the hero of the Marines, Kobe, were tragically exterminated at Pirate Island by the terrifying power of the captain of the 4th ship of the Blackbeard Pirates, Avalo Pizarro." We see a giant arm come out of the island and it begins dropping down on the ship in question. This is a complete 180 from how it looked earlier, and now it's seeming like a big Blackbeard Pirates victory without Blackbeard even having to be present, no less. Kobe says, "No, please stop. Everyone is there, including people who aren't Marines." It's just crazy how Kobe still doesn't realize that these pirates don't care one bit about that. GARP, almost looking like he's delivering his final words, says, "Don't lose your composure to Kobe. Justice will prevail." Now this fight, as much as we don't like it, may well be the end for GARP, or at least the end for his fighting in the series. Oda made it fitting of a legend because he's past his prime, sacrificed himself to save Kobe for the future of the Marines, and was then potentially finished off by his own student, a guy who wouldn't be that level without him, and he put on a great, impressive, and hype show in the process. So we'll see, but I feel like Kobe is about to step up. That's where my money is. In my view, he'll need to step in and become the legend GARP knows he's capable of becoming. Either that or GARP gives his life making sure that they can escape and Kobe becomes more legendary later on, spurred on by the memory of GARP. But either way, I don't think this will end with such a perfect victory for the Blackbeard Pirates as this cliffhanger makes it seem. And if you want to know exactly how the Blackbeard Pirates could do this well against such a legendary figure and such elite warriors, even without their captain, then you won't want to miss my All Blackbeard Pirates and Their Powers Explained video, where I explain all of that in greater detail. Link on screen right now, and I'll see you there.